Most people enter the world believing that effort alone is enough. Work hard, be honest, stay patient. Eventually, everything will work out. Sometimes it does, many times it doesn't. Not because effort is worthless. Effort matters, character matters, integrity matters, but effort without awareness is like running a race with your eyes closed. You move, you sweat, you struggle. Yet someone who understands the terrain reaches the finish line first. That's the reality. You have a choice. You can complain about the game, or you can learn how the game works. That's the key. Look around your workplace, your school, your business, your community. You will notice something interesting. The people who consistently create opportunities rarely know every answer. They simply understand people. They know when to speak. They know when to wait. They know how to prepare. They understand timing. Success isn't only about intelligence, it's about awareness. Most people react. Powerful people observe first. Think about a chess player. A beginner focuses on the next move. A master studies the entire board. Life rewards the person who sees the board. Every conversation is giving you information. Every disagreement reveals priorities. Every compliment reveals values. Every criticism reveals expectations. Stop rushing to respond. Start learning to observe. That's the first discipline. You don't need to manipulate people. You don't need to deceive anyone. You need to understand what motivates them. Because when you understand motivation, confusion disappears. You stop asking, why did they do that? You begin asking, what problem were they trying to solve? That single question changes everything. You have a choice: judge quickly or understand deeply. Understanding always wins. Many people waste years trying to prove they deserve success. They want recognition, approval, validation, but influence rarely comes from asking to be noticed. It comes from becoming consistently valuable. That's the difference. It's not about demanding attention. It's about earning trust. Remember that every day. People follow consistency more than promises. Anyone can make a promise. Few people keep showing up. Become one of those people. When you say you'll do something, do it. When you make a commitment, honor it. When you make a mistake, admit it quickly. Reliability becomes your silent advantage. Most people underestimate silent advantages because they can't be measured immediately, but they compound, just like interest in a bank account. Every reliable action builds confidence. Every disciplined decision builds credibility. Every calm response builds respect. Slowly, quietly, powerfully. You don't need applause, you need consistency. That's the key. Now let's talk about emotion. Most bad decisions are emotional decisions. Someone insults you, you react. Someone criticizes you, you defend yourself. Someone succeeds, you compare yourself. Notice what happened. Someone else controlled your behavior. That's expensive. Emotional control is not weakness, it is freedom. The calmer person usually sees more options. The calmer person asks better questions. The calmer person avoids unnecessary battles. Not every fight deserves your energy. Not every opinion deserves your attention. Not every challenge deserves your response. You have a choice. React immediately or respond intentionally. That small pause can change your future. Here's another truth. Many people mistake kindness for passivity. Don't. You can be respectful without being naive. You can be generous without allowing yourself to be used. You can help people while maintaining healthy boundaries. Boundaries are not walls. They are filters. They protect your time, your attention, your energy. Without boundaries, someone else decides how your day will be spent. Without boundaries, someone else writes your priorities. Don't give away that responsibility. Protect your focus, protect your standards, protect your future, because nobody else will do it for you. Another mistake people make is believing that fairness is guaranteed. It isn't. Sometimes promotions go elsewhere. Sometimes opportunities disappear. Sometimes people receive credit for work you helped create. It happens. Complaining won't change it. Learning from it might. Ask yourself, what can this experience teach me? What skill do I need next? How can I become impossible to ignore through excellence? Those questions create growth. Victim thinking creates excuses. Growth thinking creates options. You have a choice: excuses or improvement. That's the key. Remember this simple principle. Preparation creates confidence. Confidence creates better decisions. Better decisions create better opportunities. Opportunities create momentum. Momentum changes lives. Don't wait until the opportunity appears before preparing. Prepare before anyone notices you. Read more, practice more, learn more, observe more. Most people prepare after the challenge arrives. Leaders prepare before anyone asks. That's why they appear lucky. Luck often looks like preparation meeting opportunity. Never underestimate preparation. Finally, understand this. Life is not asking you to become someone else. Life is asking you to become more aware, more disciplined, more patient, more intentional. You don't need their permission. You don't need perfect conditions. You don't need everyone to agree with you. You need clarity. You need consistency. You need discipline, because it's not about being the loudest person in the room. It's about becoming the person whose actions speak before words ever do. That's how lasting influence is built. One decision, one conversation, one disciplined habit at a time. You have taken the first step. You stopped assuming the world will always be fair. Instead, you chose awareness over illusion. That's where real growth begins. You learned that effort matters, but awareness multiplies effort. You learned that emotional control is strength, preparation creates opportunity, and discipline outlasts talent. Carry those lessons forward, because understanding the game is only the beginning. Now it's time to understand something even more powerful. Results matter, but before people see your results, they see your presence. They see how you carry yourself. They see how you communicate. They see whether your actions match your words. That first impression begins shaping every opportunity long before anyone measures your performance. Most people believe they are judged only by what they accomplish. That isn't how the world works. People notice confidence before competence. They notice consistency before greatness. They notice reliability before brilliance. That's reality. You have a choice: ignore perception, or learn to manage it with honesty and discipline. That's the key. Managing perception does not mean pretending to be someone you're not. It means making sure your actions consistently reflect your values. If you want to be trusted, act in trustworthy ways. If you want to be respected, respect your commitments. If you want to be seen as dependable, become dependable every single day. Perception begins with consistency, not performance. Consistency. Think about the people you admire. Chances are they didn't earn your respect through one dramatic moment. They earned it through repeated actions, day after day, year after year. Trust compounds, just like habits, just like discipline. That's why reputation is built slowly but lost quickly. Protect it. Every promise matters. Every conversation matters. Every small decision matters, because people remember patterns, not isolated moments. You have a choice: become predictable in your discipline, or become unpredictable in your excuses. One builds confidence, the other destroys it. Now consider communication. Many people believe influence comes from speaking more. Usually, it comes from speaking with purpose. Every unnecessary word creates room for misunderstanding. Every thoughtful word creates clarity. Pause before answering. Listen completely. Ask better questions. The strongest communicators aren't always the loudest. They're often the clearest. That's the key. Clarity creates confidence. Confusion creates doubt. When you explain your ideas, keep them simple. People remember simple. People trust simple. Complicated language often hides uncertain thinking. Simple language reveals confident thinking. Don't try to impress everyone. Try to be understood. There's a difference. Now let's talk about appearance. Not expensive clothes, not luxury watches, not status symbols. Professionalism, preparation, attention to detail, the way you organize your work, the way you arrive on time, the way you finish what you start. These things communicate long before you speak. Your habits introduce you before your words do. Never forget that. Another mistake people make is chasing recognition too early. They want everyone to notice them immediately, but lasting influence is rarely built overnight. Focus on becoming excellent before becoming famous. Focus on creating value before seeking applause. Recognition follows contribution, not the other way around. You don't need constant attention. You need consistent improvement. That's the key. Social media makes this lesson even more important. Many people spend hours creating an impressive image. Very few spend those same hours building impressive skills. Choose skills. Skills survive trends. Character survives criticism. Discipline survives setbacks. An image without substance eventually collapses. Substance creates an image that lasts. You have a choice: build appearances first, or build foundations first. Strong foundations always win in the long run. Remember this. Every interaction leaves a memory. People may forget your exact words, but they remember how you made them feel. Were you calm? Were you respectful? Were you prepared? Were you honest? Those impressions stay longer than perfect speeches. That's why emotional control matters so much. Pressure reveals character. Anyone can stay composed when life is easy. Real discipline appears when things go wrong, when someone criticizes you unfairly, when plans fail, when success takes longer than expected. Your response becomes your reputation, not the problem itself. It's not about avoiding pressure. It's about responding wisely under pressure. That's the key. Here's a practical exercise. For the next 7 days, observe yourself as if you were meeting yourself for the first time. Do you keep your promises? Do you interrupt people? Do you complain more than you solve? Do you finish what you begin? Be honest. Awareness comes before improvement. You cannot change what you refuse to see. Another habit worth building is quiet confidence. Confident people don't need to announce their value every day. They let preparation speak. They let results speak. They let consistency speak. Insecure people chase validation. Secure people chase growth. Growth always lasts longer than applause. You don't need everyone's approval. You need your own discipline. That's the difference. Never confuse popularity with respect. Popularity can disappear in a moment. Respect grows through years of dependable action. Choose respect. It requires patience. It requires humility. It requires persistence. But the rewards are far greater, because when people trust you, opportunities begin finding you. Not because you're perfect, because you're reliable. Remember these words. Perception is shaped by what you repeatedly do, not by what you occasionally say. So build habits that strengthen trust. Speak with purpose. Act with integrity. Prepare before you're asked. Stay calm when others panic. Keep improving when nobody is watching. That's how perception becomes an advantage instead of an obstacle. You have mastered the importance of how your actions shape the way others see you. Now it's time to develop an even rarer skill, one that gives you information while everyone else gives away theirs. Chapter 3: Speak less, observe more. The loudest person in the room is rarely the one with the most influence. Think about that. Many people believe power comes from speaking first. Giving every opinion, winning every argument, having the last word, but real influence often begins with a different habit. Observation, that's the key. The more you observe, the more you understand. The more you understand, the better your decisions become. You have a choice. Fill every silence with words, or use silence to collect information. Choose information. Every conversation is giving you clues. Someone talks excitedly about money. Someone else talks constantly about status. Another person values loyalty above everything else. If you're always talking, you'll miss those clues. People reveal themselves naturally. You simply have to pay attention. Listen to what they repeat. Listen to what frustrates them. Listen to what motivates them. Patterns tell the truth. Words alone often don't. That's why observation is a superpower. Most people look, very few actually see. Walk into any meeting. Don't rush to impress people. Study the room. Who listens carefully, who interrupts, who avoids responsibility, who solves problems. These details matter. Success is built on details. That's the key. Now think about your own life. How many mistakes came from reacting too quickly, sending a message you later regretted, making a decision without enough information, trusting someone too soon, arguing before understanding the full story? Almost everyone has done it. The lesson isn't to become fearful. The lesson is to become patient. Patience protects judgment. You don't need an answer immediately. You need the right answer. There's a difference. You have a choice. React quickly or think carefully. Careful thinking usually wins. Here's another habit to develop. Ask more questions. People love talking about themselves. Let them. Ask thoughtful questions, then listen without interrupting. You'll learn more in 10 minutes of listening than an hour of talking. Knowledge is gathered through curiosity, not ego. Many people speak because they want to appear intelligent. Truly confident people aren't afraid to say, "I don't know, tell me more, help me understand." Those simple phrases build stronger relationships than pretending to know everything. It's not about appearing smart, it's about becoming wiser. That's the key. Now let's talk about emotions. Sometimes people say things they don't mean. Sometimes they stay silent when something matters deeply. Don't judge only by words. Observe actions. Actions reveal priorities. If someone says they value time but they're always late, believe the actions. If someone promises commitment but never follows through, believe the actions. Consistency reveals character. Words can inspire, actions confirm. Never forget that. Another mistake people make is revealing every plan too early. Excitement is natural, but not every idea needs immediate attention. Sometimes the best move is to keep working quietly until your results speak for themselves. You don't need constant announcements. You need consistent progress. That's the difference. Imagine planting a tree. Would you dig it up every day to check whether it's growing? Of course not. You water it, you protect it, you give it time. Goals work the same way. Keep showing up. Keep improving, trust the process. The results will eventually become visible. That's the key. Silence also strengthens self-control. When someone insults you, pause. When someone challenges you, pause. When emotions rise, pause. That pause creates space. Inside that space is your power to choose your response. Without the pause, emotion takes control. With the pause, wisdom has a chance to speak. You have a choice: respond from emotion or respond from purpose. Purpose always lasts longer. Let's be practical. For the next week, try this exercise. In every important conversation, spend twice as much time listening as speaking. Notice what changes. You'll interrupt less. You'll understand more. You'll ask better questions. You'll make fewer assumptions, and people will begin trusting you more. Why? Because everyone wants to feel heard. Very few people actually make others feel that way. Become one of those people. Remember this phrase: listen to understand. Don't listen just to reply. Repeat it often. It will save you from countless misunderstandings. It will strengthen your relationships. It will improve your leadership. It will sharpen your judgment. Observation isn't passive, it's preparation. Silence isn't weakness, it's discipline. Listening isn't surrender, it's strategy. You don't need to dominate every conversation. You need to leave every conversation with greater understanding than when you entered. That's real progress. That's real influence. And that's how disciplined people quietly separate themselves from everyone else. You've learned to slow down, observe patterns, and let information come to you instead of chasing it blindly. Now it's time to master something even more difficult, because understanding others means very little if you cannot first control yourself.